The Cochran firm is named after our namesake, Johnny Cochran, who is from Shreveport, Louisiana, and left a long legacy of competent and serious attorneys who are about the business of prosecuting cases relative to police brutality and misconduct. In the city of New Orleans, on the criminal courthouse, there is a sign on the front facade, and it says, "The impartial administration of justice is the foundation of liberty." I'm going to say that again. The impartial administration of justice is the foundation of liberty. We are very, very grateful today to have you all come out and hear our response to the indictment that came down today. We want to thank District Attorney James Stewart, as well as his staff, for committing to the impartial administration of justice in this matter. Like this matter with Tommie McGlothen, there are other cases in this country and in this region. One is Mr. Jonathan Jefferson. District Attorney James Stewart and his staff convened a grand jury of the great citizens of Shreveport, and we are very grateful and thankful to them for committing to impartial administrations of justice in the indictment of the 4 officers involved in the untimely death of Tommie McGlothen. I am so thankful to the citizens of the city as well as the McGlothen family, and we see this as one small but significant step in the ongoing pursuit of justice relative to Mr. Tommie McGlothen. And before anyone asks a question, I'm going to invite Ms. Brika Peoples to make a statement, because she's been a great advocate to help us along the way.
Hi, I want to thank the jury for the 4 indictments. I want to thank the community for coming together as one to fight for this. But we still have a systematic system we got to fight in Shreveport that has to be destroyed, and we got to destroy it. I'm happy that Tommie McGlothen and the family was able to get justice, and we are going to get justice for Jonathan Jefferson as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, can we hear from Tommie?
We are, yeah, you can hear from Tommie. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to.
Take your mask off.
I just appreciate the work that DA has done to bring justice to my father. You know, we could, like you say, it's a small tip of the ongoing process, but just want to say thank you to you all.
So what's next, Attorney Carter?
Well, we're looking forward to a vigorous prosecution of this case by the District Attorney's Office. And of course, in a parallel sense, we are also putting together a petition for damages relative to the untimely death of Mr. McGlothen.
And those damages will be against the city of Shreveport?
Absolutely. Police department, et cetera, and then officers.
For the family, you think of so many times across the country, so many other families have dealt with tragic losses like this, and they haven't been able to get indictments whatsoever. Breonna Taylor, for example. How does it feel knowing that your case is setting kind of a precedent for other cases across the country, that if Louisiana does it, it's time for other families to get that some sort of justice whatsoever? How does that make you guys feel as a family?
That is a great question, and that is something we discussed vigorously. We're just very thankful for a very professional and objective district attorney who put before the citizens the evidence. And the evidence went where it logically would go, and that is resulting in charges of negligent homicide and malfeasance of office. It is a change in America now.
Yeah.
We have a different mentality, we have a different approach. It's a more unified approach than we've ever had, right? So Dr. King talked about this when he said black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles, we will all come together at one time in the history of this nation to litigate for justice without regard to race, color, and creed. I think America's tired of this. Of course, this family is tired of it. And I think we see a new way and a new approach, and we think this is precedent setting, like you stated, and we're very grateful for God's blessings in this situation.
I know this isn't the only case that family are representing in our area. What's the importance of you being here in North Louisiana and representing these families?
I think it's very important. We were trained at the university I graduated from, Howard University School of Law. Howard University School of Law. And Mr. Cochran himself used this gentleman as a person that he looked up to, and there was two in particular. One is a gentleman named Charles Hamilton Houston. Charles Hamilton Houston said he was the great dean of Howard University School of Law. He was also the person who created the strategy, the winning strategy behind the Brown v. Board of Education decision. He taught Thurgood Marshall, the first black Supreme Court justice who was a graduate of Howard University. And he said that a lawyer is either a social engineer or a parasite on society. So we at the Cochran firm, we're into social engineering in northern Louisiana, but not only northern Louisiana, around the country. We have the great Sean Williams in Atlanta. We have the great Derek Sells in New York. We have the great Brian Dunn in California. And as a firm, we have collectively looked at this matter, and we continue to fight and litigate for justice all around the nation. And more particularly, I also am the representative of the family of Jonathan Jefferson, who was murdered in cold blood by the Bossier City Police Department. And we intend to work from can't see morning to can't see night to also receive and militate for justice in that case also.
I know there are other things like family members and supporters around. Did anybody else have something they want to add about this indictment today and the reaction?
Well, we have talked about this. The family has worked very hard. They are obviously exhausted, but at the same time have a sense of jubilance. But there's no mistake about it. There's still a long way to go on this matter. This is only one step towards justice. And so the family has decided as a collective that we're not going to make too many statements right now. But the family wants everyone to know with one strong voice that they are very thankful to the citizens of Shreveport and its grand juries for rendering what we believe is the appropriate decision, and that is negligent homicide and malfeasance in office for the actions of the 4 officers in the Tommie McGlothen case.
Can you identify the gentleman behind you?
Oh, you come up. This is where it all started right here. This is Mr. Tommie McGlothen Sr. It was his son who received such a harsh treatment by the Shreveport Police Department, ultimately causing his death. And this is the man, the principled man who's his dad. A wonderful man, wonderful family. This is Tommie McGlothen's father. Tommie McGlothen.
Thank you. Is there anything that
You can say thank you. You can say
I just want to say thank you.
As you can see, a humble family, a good family, and they never in a million years thought that they would be situated today militating for justice in a loss of their son under such tragic circumstances. So we thank you all. Thank you for your interest. We got to keep on pushing forward. We want to thank all of our supporters here who are here to support the family. And we are just one small step towards justice, but we are ready, willing, and able to commit to the long-term fight. Thank you.